My name is Riley Golke-Shermer, and I'm a senior at SUNY Oneonta in the Environmental Sustainability major. For my senior project, I decided to focus on the Albany Pine Bush, which is very near and dear to my heart because growing up in Albany, specifically in the town of Guilderland, which is part of the Albany Pine Bush, we were always taught about the Albany Pine Bush. We went on field trips there, we learned about the endangered species, the Carner blue butterfly, and I grew this deep love for the land. Because of all of that education that we were given about the Albany Pine Bush, I grew up loving it, and I wanted to make sure other kids got that same love for the Albany Pine Bush that I did. My love and passion for teaching people and educating people about the Albany Pine Bush only grew when I was a kayak instructor at Rensselaer Lake, which is in the Albany Pine Bush. It was one of my favorite things telling my kayak customers all about the unique ecosystem, the pine barrens, as well as about the endangered species, the Carner blue butterfly that live there. They were always very interested, and I found that I have a very strong knack for teaching people about this very unique ecosystem and to get them inspired to want to try to save it. So that's why I based my senior project on the Albany Pine Bush. It is imperative that we help protect the endangered species that live there and conserve what little land they have left. To help prevent further population decreases in the Carner blue butterfly, it's imperative that we protect the habitat that is remaining. So I've decided that for my senior project, I wanted to inspire children, just like I was, to love the Albany Pine Bush and to want to protect it and to increase education and awareness of this unique ecosystem, the pine barrens, as well as the endangered species that live there, the Carner blue butterfly. This past semester I've been working with a Girl Scout troop in which I had planned a couple of events working with them and teaching them about not only the Carner blue butterflies, but the ecosystem as a whole and the management practices that go on there. My plan to work with the Girl Scouts included a workshop on 2 separate days, one solely working on teaching them about the species and the ecosystem that was there, and the second day talking about more of the management practices, the monitoring going on, and what they can do to help protect the pine bush. The first day of the workshop was going to be based on going on a walk through the pine bush. I teach them about the different plants and the species that live there and help them identify different tracks and try and spot different animals and stuff. Of course, when I was working on this workshop with the Girl Scouts, it was during fall, so we weren't going to see any Carner blue butterflies, but that doesn't mean I can't get them interested and go out with them again in the spring. So after getting the kids interested in the ecosystem and the species that live there, the second workshop was going to be focused on teaching them about the management practices, the monitoring efforts, the threats that the pine bush is facing, including the habitat loss, as well as what they can do to help and inspire them to take action and to raise their voice and fight the continued habitat loss and destruction that the pine bush is currently facing. In the course of these videos, I will be telling you about the workshops I planned, as well as giving you the resources to run a similar workshop if you're working with a group of kids. I'll also give you some background information about the Albany Pine Bush and the Carner blue butterflies in the hopes that you grow a passion for saving the land like I did. And maybe you'll spread it on to more people, and hopefully we'll get enough people caring about the Albany Pine Bush that we can preserve it for future generations. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope that you find my resources and lesson plans helpful with working with your own group of kids in the future. Or if you're not working with kids, I hope you just find this very informative and you grow passionate for the Albany Pine Bush just like I have.